too. Knows about the grind. Yeah, the bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. Happy Monday, y'all. How you doing? Welcome to a new week here on Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. This is EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Zach Collaros, Hernan Salas here with you as we embark on Elks Week as they return to action. A crazy Week 7 in the CFL. We're going to recap it. A lot of stuff happening around the world of sports. One thing we won't do is talk Erik Karlsson. There's no
Why
need.
not? Gets the views up.
Yeah, there's no need. Like, if I see it on Twitter, man, people are just going crazy on the Oiler talk. Like, go outside, man. Have a dart. Go for a run.
Go play darts. Don't have a dart.
We'll have 9-10 months of straight Oilers talk. Let's go. All right. So looking forward to a fun show. Jeff Hamilton from the Winnipeg Free Press and, of course, part of the CFL 110 podcast with our boy Huss will join us at 1:20. We'll go around the CFL. We'll talk Gabe Velarde as well as he covers the Jets. We got a Who Dis. So thought of something. We're going to have some fun, some trivia. But the only crappy part is we really don't have anything to give away. So we got to think of something.
Oh.
So I don't know. Like we just want people to guess. It's just a game. It's for fun. If we had GCs, it'd be better. But we don't right now. So if you want to sponsor this segment, it'd be great as well. Hernan, Joaquin at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Hey, it's the summer. We're coming up with different things. So we just want you to participate, okay? And then down the road, hopefully, we'll be able to give you a prize. Maybe a night out with Coop.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
I'll pass. I didn't email you guys that one. So,
Tim Hauraney, he covered the Toronto event there, the Indy car race from Toronto. It was awesome. He was all over. We'll also touch some F1 as well. Inside the numbers, it's going to be golf related as Scotty Scheffler once again dominates. And lots to get to, like I said, around the world of sports, UFC, all that fun stuff. Twak, how was your weekend, my friend?
Moist.
Yeah, Saturday was just a downer, eh?
No, the weekend, the concert, it was moist.
Oh, yeah. I saw a few scraps on Yeg Wave.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Man, I thought there'd be more babies made than fighting. First of all, I haven't seen that many pairs of booty shorts since the 80s. First, I don't know
that weather?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was weird because you'd see the scantily dressed individual, but they were wearing like a see-through garbage bag on top.
Oh,
okay. It was like everyone was wrapped in plastic. The weekend, he's talented, man. Like his voice is quite good. And I knew a few songs, but I really don't know a lot of the weekend songs. Everyone knows every single word though. Yeah. And they were singing along, which was pretty cool. But if I can give it's funny because you get into people watching later on, and you know the drinks have been flowing. It's at the end of the night, ladies. I don't know why you do this to yourselves, but even when you go to the store to pick out your shoes, and you just have to have them, you got to make sure they fit, man, because it looks like. You wouldn't believe every girl in high heels. It looked like they were. You remember those old Nordic track machines? It looks like they were on a Nordic track because they can't walk anymore because their feet are so sore and hurting so bad. And would you walk around Commonwealth barefoot?
Absolutely. I wouldn't walk around barefoot in many places. I think that's gross.
I saw at least 10 girls walking around barefoot. Around the concourse because their feet and their significant other was holding their shoes like their high heels, which I found extremely hilarious. But no, it seemed like everyone. I didn't see very many altercations. That's weird. Everyone seemed like in a really.
I saw two scraps on. We know the site. They always post.
Oh
them.
yeah.
Saw a lot of fights at K-Days too.
Really?
Yeah. On that, I wasn't there, but
Yeah.
oh yeah. The first day, there's like 6 videos.
Okay, well, maybe not go to K-Days then, but no, that was cool. I got excited yesterday to because my driveway, I lined it with rocks, right?
Okay.
And of course, it's been a few years, and the weeds have sprung like through the landscaping fabric and stuff, and each year you're pulling these things, and it sucks. I saw a really good video of all natural, so I'm worried about my dog and stuff. I don't want to use the chemicals, so I got the spray bottle from Canadian Tire. It's like $20. The real strong vinegar cleaning solution, a cup of salt, and a bit of dishwater.
Yeah.
And you spray that on the weeds, and it probably didn't help that it just poured rain and kind of diluted everything, but it looks like it's killing all the weeds in my rock beds. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm quite excited about if we can get some warm weather and I can really give them a good blast with this stuff. Then I'll just come around with a torch and burn it all, and it'll be sharp looking again.
The stuff we get excited about at our age.
Yeah.
It's just a little thing.
Yeah. I know.
It's great.
But it drove me crazy because I kept looking over at my neighbor too. And he was literally, I think
you didn't hear the show and get the hint?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Hey, some sad news. Malcolm Jamal Warner has passed away at 54, better known as Theo.
Theo
Huxtable.
Yeah.
TMZ reporting he drowned. Very sad, man.
That's terrible.
Very young.
What's your, do you remember any episodes with Theo?
There's one when he's having a heart-to-heart with his dad. It's really emotional. They play the music, and then the dad, Bill, goes, "The hell are you talking?" I also remember he had cameos on Fresh Prince and a bunch of different shows, but yeah.
I always remember the one because I think I kind of do this with my kids, is where he says he wants to live on his own, and so he all of a sudden his house becomes like life.
Yeah.
And he goes to get something, and he gets the bill when his sister's making him dinner, and all of a sudden his lights are turned out in his room, and he's sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
And then Bill finally comes in and goes, "Have you learned your lesson?" He goes, "No, I can get it." He goes, "Yeah, you can live high and mighty on my dime, and then when you're on your own, you can live basically on bare bones," it was just hilarious by the end of it.
Yeah, very, very sad news. That's just, I saw it on Twitter about an hour ago. El Presidente says rain doesn't help weed killers at all.
Yeah, no, it kind of, but I read, it said to use vinegar, but at certain places you can get the cleaning vinegar.
Okay.
That's double strength. So I think that's the reason why it was a little bit wilted. But I don't know what it's called, but the dandelions really wilted like crazy, which was awesome. So
nice. Coob, how was your weekend?
It was busy, man. Pretty busy. Hung out with some buddies on Saturday watching UFC 318. Dustin Poirier's last dance, his swan song. But diamonds are forever, as they said when he put the gloves down in the middle of the octagon. He did lose, though, unfortunately.
Okay, so
the diamond looked like cubic zirconia in that first round, though.
Yeah, he kind of got smoked, but he came back. They were throwing haymakers back and forth. It was an exciting main event.
Was the scorecard?
It was lopsided. It was almost a clean sweep for Max.
Because the Diamond
Holloway
said that it shouldn't have been that lopsided.
I disagree.
Okay.
I mean, there's arguments, but no, like Max Holloway is just that good. Like Dustin Poirier is starting to decline, so he picked the right spot to retire. Like you don't want to force it too much. UFC legend BJ Penn did that, and you just lose over and over and over again. Tony Ferguson retired.
Even the Iceman, right? The Iceman went too long.
Lots of fighters love the game so much that they just keep fighting. They force their bodies, and they don't want to step away. It's hard to if it's your full life.
Paul Coffey did.
Ooh.
Remember he went too long, ended up going to the AHL?
Did he?
Yeah, man.
Wasn't Chelios too?
Yeah. Like just
he was like 44 for the Thrashers.
I know. It really.
Anderson Silva, I'd say, because he got beat pretty bad.
Yeah, that was brutal.
He fought Jake Paul too.
Yeah. And he lost.
He probably got more money than he got in the UFC in his entire career there.
That's true.
They don't pay him enough money.
Well, Jake Paul's not that bad, but he just fights old men.
I mean, like, he knows how to box.
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave it at that. He knows how to box. He can box, but he doesn't fight anyone elite.
Well,
the one person he fought that was kind of closer to him, who's not anywhere near world-class caliber, beat him, right?
Yeah.
So-
No, that's fair. How are the undercards? Anything stand out to you?
I don't
Sorry,
know.
not the undercard, but like the other fights. I don't
Oh,
know.
on the main card? Yeah. I don't know. Kevin Holland, he wins and loses all the time. Like, he's a very exciting fighter. He's
Just not
the
consistent.
trailblazer. But yeah, he lost. Paulo Costa showed up against Kopylov. I thought Costa was maybe on the downturn, but he showed in the co-main event that he's pretty good. And then Patricio Pitbull
He
got the win against Dan Ige. Yeah. And Michael Johnson, he's 39 years old. He's on an 8 or 9 fight win streak. He beat Daniel Rodriguez. So it was a pretty good card overall, though. I would say it was pretty exciting.
I love
Well worth
Max
the time.
because, again, in the final 14 seconds, he points to the middle and let's just start throwing. And he connected like 6 combos.
Yeah. And Lil Wayne presented the belt.
Did he?
Yeah, he walked out with Dustin Poirier as well.
Oh, okay.
So it was a pretty cool look.
was
Wheezy.
Rogan there?
Wheezy. No, Rogan
Wheezy.
was in there.
No. Theo Vaughn was there, though.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
He's always there. He sits
Is he?
there like for the prelims. He's there for the very first fight of the night and sits there the entire time. You can see in the background, like there's nobody there. Barely even the trainers are in the background, right?
Crazy.
He's a good guy to watch UFC.
Yeah, downtown was a mess Saturday night. The weekend concert, and they had the comedy festival down at Kinsman. It was tough to get back into downtown.
Oh.
Yeah, it was tough.
Right.
But what time did the concert end?
11.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of you sling a lot of dogs.
No, the food of choice was sweet potato fries and tater tots,
Really?
Mexi fries. Yeah,
Nice.
Well, the boys were just putting those out like crazy. It wasn't. There was a lot left over. I was about to just go out and start handing it out to people because a lot of people looked like they needed to. I saw like one guy from a distance with his buddy, and I was worried about him because he was just zigzagging on the concourse looking for a beer, though. You know that, and completely staring into the middle distance, thinking one more beer is going to make it better for him. And he went like there. We have to make signs, and people don't read signs anymore, right? So we write on the cardboard boxes, "No more alcohol," right? Because we can't sell past, because liquor board says you can't serve past a certain time.
Yeah.
And people will be standing looking right at it. And then, can I get a Coors Light?
No.
I'm like, geez.
Just that one more beer.
Oh, one more.
Edmonton Sports Talk, of course, is presented by Play Alberta. Play Alberta is your home for online gaming excitement, featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery, instants, and sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at playalberta.ca. Hit us up on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Slam that thumbs up for us. If you're listening, iHeart, TuneIn, radio apps, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. All you got to do is slide on over. Give us a view. Give us a thumbs up as we roll along here on July 21st, a rainy day here in the City of Champions. But coming up next, we're going to talk some CFL. We're going to talk some Gabe Velarde as well with Jeff Hamilton from the Winnipeg Free Press and the CFL 110 podcast. That's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. Here's our guy Koob with your sports update.
John Cooper has announced his coaching staff for Team Canada at next year's Winter Olympics, bringing in Vegas head coach Bruce Cassidy, Flyers bench boss Rick Tock, and former Stars head coach Pete DeBoer serving as assistants in 2026. And Misha Donskov joins as another assistant, David Alexander as a goalie consultant, while James Emery and Elliot Mondu round out the staff. In baseball, the Jays and Yankees meet to open up a 3-game series. Toronto fresh off sweeping a series against the Giants, with New York 3 games back of Toronto for first in the AL East entering the game tonight. It's Kevin Gausman taking the mound for the Jays' first pitch at 5:07. And there's 14 other games on the docket. San Fran taking on Atlanta, the Mets and Angels with a date, while the Red Sox meet the Phillies. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at Capital Care Foundation.net. To recap, CFL Week 7, Jeff Hamilton from the Winnipeg Free Press and CFL 110 joins us next. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Tonight on Will It Store, one man, 6 bikes, and all the winter decorations still boxed up in the garage. Don't be that guy. Make space for summer with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
The Canadian Brewhouse is turning up the flavor this summer with our new summer feature menu. Try our jerk chicken skewers, Cajun shrimp tostadas, and street corn salsa. Bold bites made for patio season. Get them while it's hot. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Summer in Edmonton means 3 things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
.121, welcome back to EST Afternoons here. Walk, Zach, Hernan with you. It's moving week. Be at the new shop next week, I think. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be great.
I better find out where it is.
You still don't know where it is?
No.
I haven't been there either.
Yeah, good for you.
Well, you guys missed tour day, man.
No, I mean, it's good. Like, it's going to be a surprise, eh?
Oh, well,
like, that's what I'm saving
I
for.
I saw the video, though. Like, I got excited and wanted to see it.
Yeah, I looked
But
away.
it's still a different vibe to step foot in the
Yeah, I
office,
know,
right?
yeah.
Like, it's a step up. You can see things online, whatever, like, I don't know, even pictures of a waterfall or something, but you don't really know the full extent of it until you are there, right?
We're there.
Raider Jesse says, get ready to see me zigzagging at the Nasty Bash, Gager. Oh, hey, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, where you can check out their Tap 25 restaurant. The entire menu is 50% off, available 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. We're just ahead of Jeff Hamilton. Will join us to go around another exciting week in the CFL. The Drew Brown hit. We're going to talk about Sean Lemon signing with the Alouettes. He's back. How about those stamps, Joaquin? Holy cannoli. I've counted them out the last 3 weeks, and not anymore. The Riders are rolling. Here it's Trey or Cody. What are they going to do ahead of Friday? So much to talk about when it comes to the CFL. Coop's going to give me a thumbs up when Jeff's ready to go. And he is ready to go as we welcome in Jeff Hamilton from the Winnipeg Free Press and the CFL 110 podcast with our good buddy Huss. Jeff, how you doing today?
Not bad, gentlemen. How you doing?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas here with you. You know what, Jeff? I don't even know where to start. The CFL is just crazy. Every week's exciting. Got tons of injuries to get to. So let's start in your city there. The Samps roll in and lay a whooping on the Blue Bombers. Now, in context, they lost Collaros early in that game. I think that changes a little bit because obviously it's a drop-off to Chris Strevler. But what did you make of that game, and have you heard what's the status on Mr. Zach Collaros?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, anybody who watched that game, that didn't look great, right? And it wasn't so much – well, it was obviously the hit. The hit wasn't, as compared to Drew Brown's collision. The direct point of contact wasn't the head, but you only have to get hit that violently to understand that there is an effect on the noggin, not to mention his head bounced off the turf as he went to the ground, right? So I think a lot of people are concerned for Zach. That's especially so when you consider an injury history, which I would suggest guys kind of like erased over the years, right?
Yeah.
When Zach first came into the scene, he was traded for while he was wearing civilians at the Toronto Argonauts practice because of all the head injuries he had. And I mean, the questions that he got that year, and I would argue again in 2021 as they repeated, surrounded his head injuries and whether or not he was capable of doing that. And obviously all these trips to the Grey Cup since, those questions have vanished. Well, now they're right back at center stage here. Is, you know, you have a guy who's, you know, a multi-time most outstanding player in this league, is certainly the heart and soul of this offense here in Winnipeg. I think a lot of people are concerned. Not a lot of information right now, especially with, you know, concussions. It takes some time to figure out what the magnitude is. I know he's had some scares in the past. For instance, he was playing against Edmonton when he got knocked out of a game. I think it was 2 years ago, it's 2 years ago when Drew Brown ultimately took over. That was a neck injury, according to the Bombers. That wasn't a head injury. So, you know, waiting to see what that looks like. I do not anticipate Zach Collaros hitting the practice field this week or being ready for this week's game. But as you mentioned off the top, this is the crazy football league. I've seen wilder things happen. So we'll have to wait and see on what that looks like.
So, Jeff, let's throw on your GM and coach's hat. Would you prefer to maybe let Collaros get back to closer to 100%, allow maybe a few weeks rest here, and with the veteran team and what you have in Winnipeg, you kind of realize you just have to get into the playoffs and let the magic happen from there? Would you rather have your number one guy, your leader in the offense, closer to 100% healthy before putting him in early? Because we kind of saw what happened over in Montreal with Alexander. Now maybe coming back a little bit too early, and now what's going to happen with him moving forward?
Yeah, it's an interesting and good question there. You know, I was pretty critical of the decision to bring Alexander back into the fold. I mean, even before he was grabbing his hamstring on that game-winning touchdown drive, it was clear to me at least that he was laboring whenever he was forced to escape the pocket. He wasn't, you know, for a mobile quarterback, he was managing to escape and evade tackles, but certainly nothing with the smoothness that we'd seen him before. So to answer your question with Zach, I do think it's a bit different, obviously, with the head injury. I think you're a little, you know, especially with the history, you're a little bit more careful or cautious. You know, if you want to, we all know what it's like in a professional dressing room. Heck, it's like that in minor sports. Everybody wants to get back into the game. I think at this level, though, that won't be Zach's choice. I think when it comes to these, you know, you have to follow the protocol. You have to go through the days required. But to answer the question as the GM, I'm taking a cautious approach, right? I mean, the Bombers, it's 3-2, but they're not the 1-5, you know, Toronto Argonauts or the 1-6 Ottawa Red Blacks. Even though they're in the West Division and they are staring up at some scary teams, and BC's obviously making their push. They took a bit of a step back, but you know that they're going to be okay ahead, you know, as the season prolongs. So I do think you take the cautious approach with Zach. You know how important he is. Getting him down the stretch, whether that results in squeaking into the playoffs or trying to win the division or somewhere in between that. I do think the priority is having him healthy when the football matters. Obviously, the question then becomes, is it Chris Streveler or Terry Wilson, right? Chris Streveler, it's interesting, guys, because everybody was talking about how awesome Chris Streveler was in week 2 when he came in for that suspension to Zach Collaros, and like, wow, all of a sudden Chris can throw the ball, right? He was delivering touchdown passes. And then rewind just this past weekend, and people are questioning whether he can play the game. You know, so especially after those 2 interceptions, right? 2 horrible interceptions, mind you. One where he was marched all the way down the field, and it looked like, you know, hey, maybe this team can get it done without Zach again. And then obviously that second one was a pick 6, you know, pretty much backed up onto their own goal line. So I think it's, you know, there's a problem here. I think the defense and the special teams haven't been great over the last couple of weeks here. They were certainly better early on in the season. They're going to have to pick up the slack. But as far as an offense goes, I think you have to lean on your your bell cow and Brady Oliveira, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's been utilized the way he should have been utilized last game, including on that play where the Bombers just seem so reluctant to give it to their guy inside the 10-yard line. Like, throwing that ball was a horrible mistake, and you saw what happened when they did. Running that ball, you'd like to think that Brady's getting those 8 yards in 2 or 3 rushes, right? So I think it's smarter, things get tighter. You need to have smarter decision making, but ultimately I see Chris Streveler taking over that position and just understanding Mike O'Shea's loyalty. They could bring in, a bona fide quarterback, an experienced quarterback, and Terry Wilson's probably going to get the start over that guy. So I don't see much of much help coming from outside the organization, and I guess we'll have to see and figure out how they can do it in-house.
Jeff Hamilton from the Winnipeg Free Press joining us here on EST Afternoons. The class of the CFLs, you got to put the Riders and the Stamps up top, both 5-1. MOP candidates Trevor Harris and Mr. Vernon Adams Jr. Let's start with Calgary, Jeff. I did not see this coming. I thought they would be improved with the moves they made, but 11 new starters, some new coaches, Vernon Adams with a new team as well. But 5-1, and like I said off the hop, I've been kind of counting them out every week against the Riders and the Bombers, and they keep shutting me up. But what are you seeing from the Stamps? Because it's damn impressive what they're doing there.
Yeah, I'm there with you. It was after that game at home against Ottawa that had fall-like temperatures over there, where I tweeted out, I guess this is the real Stampeders.
Yeah.
It was, I even used the words, it was all a mirage. Well, I'll tell you guys that tweet from a month ago, and mind you, I have written in my CFL rundown columns for the Winnipeg Free Press every week, and again on CFL 110, have been giving Calgary their flowers. That tweet popped up, not so coincidentally, after a second victory against Winnipeg. But yeah, I'm buying into the Calgary Stampeders. To me, I think they're better than the Saskatchewan Roughriders right now, and that's nothing against the Riders. I think that they're certainly a team that I would not be surprised if they won the Grey Cup and were my early picks before some of those O-line injury issues. But Calgary, just surprising me. And I wrote weeks ago about how this was going to be the stretch that we were really going to see who the Calgary Stampeders were. And as much credit as I'd love to give Vernon Adams, I've always liked VA and, his approach, and certainly didn't agree with what happened in BC last year, mainly from how he was treated. But, I'd love to give him credit. He deserves a ton of credit. He has been working that offense. Dedrick Mills has been a nice complementary piece in the run game. So he isn't forced to have to, throw the ball every single play. But it's that defense, guys. It's Calgary's defense that's making the difference here. They're the ones coming up with big plays, big turnovers. And we saw that in Winnipeg for years, where Zach Collaros, was winning, MOP trophies, but it was the Winnipeg's defense that was giving him and Winnipeg's offense really that punch that they were bringing in week to week, because they were getting them constant opportunities. They were getting off the field, and that's what I'm seeing with the Calgary Stampeders, whether it's the turnovers, whether it's the 2 and outs that they're forcing other teams, and not just playing well, they're opportunistic, right? Like they seem to get better as the game goes on. Yeah. So, I definitely am eating crow for some of my earlier comments. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, but the Calgary Stampeders through the first third of the season, man, they look legit.
Jeff, we're only 60 some days and change until the start of the NHL season, and we saw that the Jets made a big move with signing Gabriel Velarde to a 6-year, $45 million contract. When we first heard about it, we took a pause, but then we're like, you know what? That sounds like a pretty good deal for a player that's really established himself as one of the best players in the Jets. How are Winnipeg Jets fans seeing this deal, and how do you look at this deal for the Winnipeg Jets?
Yeah, I don't mind it. $7.5 million to, I'm sure, the delight of players doesn't scream like it used to, right? It's kind of your middle of the pack deal now, right? It's kind of like if you can score 25, 30 goals, that's what you're going to get. What they used to give these guys, and I think Velarde's a bit of a different example of where I was about to go. Like, when they used to give the $3-4 million deals to, kind of higher end second line players or whatever. Gabriel Velarde has that spot on the first line with Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele. And I think that is a big part to why he signed the deal, right? He went from a place in Los Angeles, which I don't need to tell you guys, a lot different, aesthetically than Winnipeg. But I think he thought he was in the Kings' plans, right? Mm-hmm. He thought that he was there long term. And when he got traded, there was where it was that we often see with guys that like where they're playing, that culture shock. Like, I can't believe I got dealt. So he's been in Winnipeg now for 2 years. He's been given a ton of opportunity. He's battled injuries, guys. That's the other thing. Like, he hasn't been super healthy. So his point totals, don't exactly give him a ton of leverage in these negotiations, but he will be on that top line. He's got Mark Scheifele, who's just into it, as in now, whatever, a year or two into his 8-year deal. That's his centerman. And you look at the injuries, he likes Winnipeg, and he sees, obviously secured in all those really great things, guys, that comes with $7.5 million a year American for 7 years. So, I think a lot of fans are happy, certainly happy, to get some good news on the signing arena here, right? It was great to have Jonathan Taves here, but while it was cool to get a kind of a hometown hero back in Winnipeg, I don't think it carried a lot of the luster that the press conference suggested, right? This is a 37-year-old player who hasn't played in a couple of years, but losing Nikolai Ehlers, right? That was really hard for the fan base. And so getting a guy here and under contract, I don't think anyone was worried about Vilardi signing the contract, being an RFA. But I do think they were wondering, much like they'll be wondering about Kyle Connor here this year, guys, how much do they want to commit to this to the city? And I think seeing that 7 years, seeing that $7.5 million AAV price tag, I think overall everyone's happy here in Winnipeg that they were able to get it done.
Yeah, Vilardi, a little bit of issues with injuries, but a hell of a player. And like you said, a kind of a staple there on that first line. Jeff, just a few more for you. We'll go back to the CFL. Last night's game, I guess it's 2 questions here. Do you think Bob Dice is feeling the heat? And what did you make of the hit on Drew Brown? And I know Dustin Nielsen on the morning show, he brought up a good point. He didn't have his helmet strapped up. Like, listen. Yeah, both can be true. Dirty hit, but you got to take care of yourself and strap that helmet up. But I guess Bobby Dice, is he feeling the heat? And what did you think of the hit last night?
If Bobby Dice isn't feeling the heat, like he should be, like this is a lot of people had a lot of high hopes for the Red Blacks following what was obviously a step in the right direction. I always look at last year with Ottawa and don't think it was as good as a lot of people thought, right? They came out of the gate hot. They ended up finishing with a 9-8-1 record and got bounced in the first game of the playoffs. Like, that to me isn't an impressive season, right? However, a lot of people thought that was just a catalyst to what would be future seasons of playoffs, and here we are, and the Red Blacks are arguably the worst team in the league, at least as far as a record goes. I thought there was a little bit of desperation in Bobby's comments. I agreed with them, and he's not the first one to do it. And maybe that's just me projecting, feeling like, okay, there's a guy who can't seem to get things going, and here he is, kind of looks like he's making a bit of excuses with Drew Brown. But as far as the hit goes, I don't see that. Like, I think his message is clear, and I think it's fair. Like, I think Drew Brown got absolutely rocked. You're right. I think there's something to be said about the helmet being strapped up, but the contact is the head. And it's like, and I know a lot of people talk about the speed of the game and, how difficult it is to make those decisions. That's not really what we're addressing here. We're addressing long-term injuries to the most important positions. So as difficult as it is and has been to calculate those hits and to ensure that it's not dirty, that's the reality of pro sports and football if we want to keep playing it. And to me, I think, it just seems, I go back to whether it's, and it's not a unique situation. There's been other quarterbacks who have faced similar spots, including here in Winnipeg. We know that Wade Miller, CEO and president of the Bombers, has been vocal to the league about protecting quarterbacks. What I see in that situation is a 25-yard penalty, right? And it took time to get it. It took the replay center to look at it to determine it was a penalty. Then they determined it was a grade 1 penalty, which results from a 15 to a 25-yard. Like, losing your starting quarterback for 25 yards just doesn't really equate. And while you can look at the Collaros one and see, okay, that was collateral damage to a violently but in the rules hit, I think you can look at this one and see a player who connected, was super horny, if you will, to take down the quarterback sack and dove at him and went bridge a helmet to the chin of his helmet, regardless of the straps not being up. So I do think that's an issue in the league. I don't know how you fix it necessarily. I don't think it's an easy fix. It's going to be one of those muscle memories and continuing to issue penalties, which may come out of the Drew Brown, which may come at supplemental discipline out of the Drew Brown hit. We'll see.
Yeah, Ottawa gets the bye week here, so we'll see what the status of Drew Brown is. And Bobby Dice got to be feeling the heat there after a very, very slow start. Last one here for you. A wonderful night in Winnipeg, with Milt Stegall there. I know you were able to sit down with him after, just unimaginable, loss for him and his family there. But can you just talk about Milt Stegall and you sitting down with him and just the reception you got there in that stadium, which is just awesome.
Yeah, I'll start with the reception. I was about 15 feet behind the panel. I moved down to field level just so I could see what that looked like from essentially Milt's level. And man, I was expecting Winnipeg to show up, and they did that and more. Like, it was just, I tweeted this out. I've been a sports reporter now for 10 years. I've seen lots of cool events. I've been lucky enough to be a lot of part of special ceremonies and whatever. This one definitely sticks out for me. Certainly in my top 5, if not my top, 1 or 2 moments of just the power of sport, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a guy who, as you mentioned, the most unimaginable loss is part of, losing his son just 6 weeks earlier as part of an exclusive club that nobody wants to be a part of, and return to Winnipeg the way he describes, by divine intervention. This wasn't circled on his calendar. He wasn't like, I'm coming back to Winnipeg where I starred and rewrote the record books for 10 years. It just was the right timing. And again, the fans certainly showed up. Just the noise, like it was cheering, but it was almost like cheering and pain together, telling somebody that they had their back, like wanting to create a moment for Milt in return for all the memories and moments that he created for them. And had they not called for the national anthem, I think it would have went on and on and on. Like, it was almost kind of like a disappointing end to what was just a surreal moment. And of course, Milt, anyone who knows Milt, anyone who's ever interacted with Milt just knows the energy and perspective he brings to life in general. And I think that was my biggest takeaway when I sat down with him earlier that day. I've always been fascinated by Milt's perspective, and certainly I'm sure you guys have noticed it too, just the way he's handled this whole situation, a public facing figure in this world, like for him to come out and bring that positive energy, right? I even kind of, said to him, I imagine there's a lot of people you're consoling, like, with the way that you're kind of approaching this. Cause even I felt a bit nervous interviewing him. I don't get nervous talking to subjects all that often. So, but I thought his perspective was so great. And he went into the story, and I'll make this quick. He went into the story of his parents. His father actually passed away when he was a senior, 17 in high school. And when in that day, his father had been dealing with some ongoing health issues. But that day that he passed, like he describes this ugly yellow kind of pinny jersey that he had on for basketball game that he was supposed to play that evening. And he was taking it off, and his mom's like, what are you doing? Put that back on, go. Like, life needs to be moving. Life needs to move on. Of course you want to grieve, but life needs to move on. And his father was born in 1922. He talked about his grandmother being like a slave when we think about slave days back in the day, and how his dad lived through slavery and how it never affected his love of life and his zest of life. And back to his mother, worked in the burn unit at the Shriners Institute, and used to take care of kids who were burnt from head to toe. And just the way and delicacy she treated with kids, seeing that as a child himself, just impacted him to a degree where he understood, and he said this, is that, like, I don't have an excuse for not being a really friendly and nice person. My parents had nothing. They gave me everything, put their 5 kids through school without debt, and again, through all that kind of turmoil. So just an amazing human being, an amazing moment, and just to be able to share some of that and certainly be part of the crowd for Friday's night's welcome was just, it was surreal.
Yeah, it was a great job by everybody in Winnipeg, and Jeff, your piece as well. And during tough times for Milt Stegall, but we're all Milt guys, and we absolutely love him. And it was great to see Jeff. This has been fantastic. Thank you for taking some time this afternoon to go around the CFL and talk a little NHL Jets here. I'm sure we'll have you on again. Enjoy Week 8. Right on, guys. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk down the road. All right, that's Jeff Hamilton from the Winnipeg Free Press and the CFL 110 podcast with Huss. Yeah, I was very emotional on that Friday game. It was nice to see. But, we go around the CFL. Joaquin Alexander on the 6th game.
Okay.
Collaros now potentially 6 gamer. Drew Brown, potentially 6 gamer.
What did we say? What did we say at the beginning of the season?
You need
what's
two
what's
quarterbacks.
important? Yeah,
You do.
you do.
Because you're looking at Ottawa, Dustin Crum, and not to be a hater or anything, but he's not that guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At least in Montreal, they have a vet like McLeod Bethel-Thompson who struggles. He plays well. He just can't get you over that.
Yeah.
And then who's the other one? And then Strevler, I mean, he's hit and miss, man. Like, Jeff's right. I don't know if you saw the 2 interceptions. He threw 2 horrible picks, Joaquin. Horrible.
Well, the one at the end zone, he probably could have put it in a better spot, but throwing running on the run, throwing across your body. I mean, it's amazing he even got the ball there, right?
Because as soon as you let it go, you're like, uh-oh.
But great play. I forget who intercepted that.
I think it was
great,
Webb.
Great interception, though.
He read it perfect. And then the screen one, he doesn't even look. He just throws it, and the Calgary guy's there.
That's bad. Yeah.
All right. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. The Canadian Brew House is turning up the flavor this summer with their new summer feature menu. Try their jerk chicken skewers, Cajun shrimp tostadas, and street corn salsa and chips. Bold bites made for patio season. The Canadian Brew House. Our house is your house. Up next, we'll talk some Elks as well. We're going to start a new fun thing. Like I said, it's for fun. We want our viewers and our listeners to chime in. And I want you, Gage. You're going to be playing in this game as well.
What?
Who this? That's all coming up after the break here on EST Afternoons. Here's our guy, Coop, with your sports update.
Team Canada's coaching staff for next year's Winter Olympics has been announced. John Cooper picking Phillies Rick Tocchet at Vegas' Bruce Cassidy, former Stars head coach Pete DeBoer, and former Hockey Canada Vice President of Hockey Operations Misa Donskov as his assistant coaches. Rounding out the staff is James Emery as the Director of Performance, while Elliot Mondu is the video coordinator for the team. In the NFL, the Texans have signed this year's second-rounder Ariante Ursary, with the 23-year-old coming off a season with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Meanwhile, the Jays and Yankees open up a 3-game series. Toronto first in the AL East. New York 3 games back of the Jays entering the series. Kevin Gausman gets the call for Toronto. First pitch just after 5. Elsewhere, the Reds and Nationals go at it. Giants take on the Braves, and the Rangers go toe-to-toe against the Athletics on a 15-game slate. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Catch some Double E football action this season. Tickets start at just $20. Their next home game is Saturday, August 2nd at 1 o'clock. Get your tickets now at goelks.com. Who dis? Up next on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
For live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss award-winning platinum country artist Jake Owen at the River Cree Resort and Casino, August 15th. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
1:48. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. So coming to you live from the William Huff Studios here on the west side of the city. It's a rainy day out there. Hernan's going to be running indoors today. That's just the way it's got to be, Joaquin.
So you're just going to run circles around your apartment or like?
Treadmill, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Treadmill. Quickly, the Elks returned to practice yesterday. Today they were at K-Days for Monday Morning Magic, which they do every year, which is great. They're practicing later. I think they're done like around 3-ish. We're going to try to get a player on tomorrow and Wednesday as they'll fly out Thursday to Regina to take on the Riders. Interesting, Dave Campbell reported yesterday from practice. It was a very short practice, Joaquin, coming off the bye. They ran only 5 plays on offense, but Trey Ford was behind center for all 5. Now, when head coach Mark Killam was asked about the quarterback plan for Friday, he said, wait and see. You read too much into that, or are we?
No. If Trey doesn't bring it, he's watching.
You think he's starting and short leash?
Yeah.
Okay. I think so, too. I think they're going to give him one more game. And like I said last week, their last 2 games in Regina, like Trey Ford has been awesome. They're 2-0.
He's going to have to be.
He's going to have to be because that team's rolling. Trevor Harris is just unreal right now. I think it's 9 straight games where his pass completion is over 70%.
Jeez.
Like, I know the scoreboard says 6 points against BC, but trust me, that game was not close. They also added 3 players yesterday, defensive backs Gerald Cummings, and Americans, Jalen Williams and Bryce Cosby. Cosby played last year with the Alouettes. Cummings was in camp, but he was a late cut. Some injury news. Sounds like Devondrick Bynum, starting DB, it will be placed on. No, he has been placed on the 6-game injured list. Bad news there. Royce Medche,
not to show up for game time. Tell him the game's later. I don't know. It's earlier. Whatever.
Yeah. And they activated defensive backs J.J. Ross, who was with the team last year, and defensive lineman Tyreek Johnson. Ticats won yesterday, 30-15. Kenny Lawler, another touchdown pass. He has 8. They're on a 4-game win streak. So lots going on in the CFL. Okay, Gager. So I saw something. I'm not going to lie. I kind of picked it off Twitter and one of the affiliations here in Canada. Something cool, something to have some fun with. There's always going to be like a theme to it. It's just we're going to put up a graphic. It's going to have the players, the NHL players' trajectory through the NHL.
Oh.
And all you have to do is guess. And it's who's this? Who this? Okay?
Okay.
And we're going to put it up. You have the whole second hour to guess. And like I said, we don't have a prize right now, but we will. I'm going to track who wins, who's the first one to get it. And then maybe by the end of the summer, we'll have a nice prize, whoever gets the most correct. Okay?
Maybe we give away something and you and I are 2-man mariachi band. We go sing to them while they're eating dinner somewhere.
Oh, boy. I don't know about that. But that's
I don't
what we'll
think
do.
anyone will play if we do that.
We'll track the winners and the guy or gal who has the most correct, let's say by, I don't know how long, probably the end of August,
Okay.
we'll get a prize for them.
Like it.
Okay? So if our guy Coop is ready, and Gager's going to play along too, but he can't win the prize. I'll tell you after, though, Gager. Here is who this for this week. Okay? And for the people listening, I'll say, started with the Oilers, went to the Rangers, then the Sens, then to the Coyotes, then back to the Sens, and finished with the Stars. You have any idea, Gage? Don't say it. You can write it down here for me.
I think. No, that's not them.
So text it in 780-218-9999. That is the inbox. And you can hit us up on the nasty chat too. We won't be too strict here. But it's a fun one.
That's a lot. That's a good career there.
Yeah, it
Quite
is.
the trajectory.
Yeah.
But back to the Sens. That's what's messing
They're throwing
with
you
me.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think that's good. We can put it up in the second hour as well. So you got to guess. 780-218-9999 or hit us up on the nasty chat. Who's that player? All right. No cheating either. You can't use Google. No, I'm kidding. You can. You have no idea. Wait, when I tell you, you're going to be like, oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll tell you in the break.
I'll guess. I'll have a few to guess first.
Okay. We got a few coming in already, and I still have yet to see one correct. Rusty Shackelford, Hernan, thoughts on Dover? I thought Chase had it since was a strong car. Oh, Rusty, what a race. I was telling Joaquin, like, I'm really into NASCAR. Like, I love it now. But I was telling you, that race started at 12:05. It ended at like 5:50.
Well, because Indy was first, right?
Yeah, Indy was at 10
So I
a.m.
was like, oh, and then I got busy with work, and I watched a bit of the Indy race.
Yeah.
And it was at the beginning, probably 27 laps in, and Palau was leading at that point. And I go, he's going to win again. And then I left, and then found out he didn't.
No, he had a bad strategy. He went a different at the route, and Pato O'Ward was perfect. Like McLaren, Zach Brown was in attendance. He was fantastic. But in fairness to NASCAR, they had an hour delay because of rain.
Yeah.
And then the 2 restarts, they had crashes, so they had to wait.
I watching them refuel in Indy, I'm just like, man, is that dangerous? Like, because you see him put it in, and then as he releases, and there's fuel going everywhere. It's like, oh my gosh.
Some guys wear like the fire,
like
the fire. What do you call
retardant?
It? Yeah.
Suits, yeah.
And sometimes the cars start on fire, like a piece. Like I love it. I think it's fantastic.
I mean, that leaks on a hot break. That's instant, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, like, this is the thing with NASCAR, because I follow a lot of guys now, and I'm seeing fans, and a lot of people are upset with it. They think it's too long. They think it's boring. But I'm new to it. So for me, everything's new and great, right? So I get the people that have actually watched NASCAR way longer than I have are a little upset about the stages, about how the playoffs work and all that stuff. But Denny Hamlin, 44-year-old, won yesterday. Yeah, which was fantastic. Like Rusty said, Chase should have won because he had new tires, but Denny Hamlin, the good old wily vet, and I like him because he's a bit of a like he's like, his attitude's similar to Max. Like, he just doesn't care about anybody. It's all about him. So you know what's funny? Because I picked a month ago, I said William Byron's my favorite driver because of the series. Since I said that, he's been terrible.
Oh, no.
He doesn't finish a race, Gager, or he's like in the bottom 5. And he's one of the best drivers. He's in second in points. And the Hernan curse is real.
Love it.
The Hernan curse is real. We got a bunch of guesses. Actually, we don't have a lot, but do you want to put it up again, Coob, real quick? Reed's guessing, and he's incorrect. So here it is. Who dis? You got to guess the player. Oilers to the Rangers, to the Sens, back to the Yotes, back to the Sens, and then to the Dallas Stars. Who is this player? Text us on the River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. And on the Nasty Chat, I'll give a hint in the next segment if no one gets it. Okay, Joaquin?
Sure.
Is that cool with you?
That's cool.
All right. Up next, our guy, Tim Hauraney. We're going to recap the Indy from Toronto. That was awesome. And you know where they were? Is where we stayed with the Elks, Hotel X.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So it's kind of like, oh, this looks awesome. We'll talk some F1 as they get back on the track this weekend. That's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. Hit us up, Nasty Chat, River Korean Box, and slam that thumbs up for us and keep the guesses coming for who this, the player in the NHL, is. We've given you his trajectory through the league. He doesn't play anymore. That's your one hint. You'll get another one in the second one. Here we go.
Alberta's biggest sprint car race is back and bigger than ever. The Alberta Extreme Sprints are set to unleash their power at Rad Torque Raceway for the Extreme Cup August 1st and 2nd. See the best sprint car drivers in the province battle it out for the richest purse of the season. As well as 600 sprints, hobby stocks, mini stocks, late models, and Alberta Outlaw Modifieds. The Extreme Cup, where speed meets chaos. August 1st and 2nd at Rad Torque Raceway, just west of Highway 2 on Highway 19 at the Edmonton International Airport. Tickets and info at radraceway.com.
Win a trip to Osheaga with the Banquet in Aperol. We're sending one lucky guest to Montreal with flights, hotel, and 2 tickets to one of Canada's hottest music festivals. Enter by July 26. Details in store or on the Banquet app. Get real. Play hard.
You know Dawn. Everyone knows Dawn. Dawn from
Frontier Cartage. That's right, it's me, Dawn from Frontier Cartage, where we're setting the standard for cartage service in Edmonton and beyond, offering city cartage, Alberta highway, short haul deck, and more. My team and I are bringing our years of industry experience and expertise to every mile.
Join Dawn and her boys in a new chapter in transportation excellence, dedicated to exceptional service. Call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Ahead of next year's Winter Olympics, Team Canada head coach John Cooper has picked his coaching staff, bringing in former Stars bench boss head coach Pete DeBoer, Phillies head coach Rick Tocchet, Bruce Cassidy of the Golden Knights, and former Hockey Canada Vice President of Hockey Operations Misha Donskov coming in as assistant coaches. James Emery and Elliot Mondu are the other names on the staff. For the Jays, they've recalled reliever Mason Flaherty from the AAA Bisons to make him an active player for tonight's series opener against the Yankees. New York sits back 3 games of the Jays for first place in the AL East, with Kevin Gausman getting the ball for Toronto. First pitch is at 5:07. And around the league, the Padres and Marlins go toe-to-toe. Orioles take on the Guardians while Detroit visits Pittsburgh. And down south, 2025 second-round pick Ariante Ursary has been signed by the Texans, the 23-year-old tackle coming off a season with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoon starts right now.
Hour 2 EST Afternoons here from the William Huff Studios. We'll be moving soon. It's Joaquin Gage. It's Zach Kubish. It's Hernan Salas. Reminder, Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne coming up from 3 to 6. I got a loaded show for you. It's game week for the Elks, finally. I really don't like those bye weeks. I enjoyed them when I was with the team. I don't enjoy them when you're doing sports in the summer. We got to keep going there. But hey, Blue Jays swept the Giants. First series out after the All-Star break. They keep rolling. They get the Yanks tonight. That should be another killer series. We're just ahead of Tim Hauraney, F1 IndyCar Insider. Also does work for TSN. Hit us up on the Nats chat. River Korean Buck 780-218-9999. Got a bunch of correct guesses to our Who Dis. Who Dis? Reed wants one more hint, so I'm going to give him a hint.
Oh, does he? Okay.
The decade this player played in, the 90s. So I just got to track who sent it in first, and you will win, and we'll give up the answer after Tim Hauraney. How about that? Have you seen it yet, Joaquin?
What?
The correct guess? When you see it, you're going to be like, ah.
Is it really?
Yeah. We're good to go. All right. Let's get to Tim Hauraney here, who busy weekend for sure, covering the Indy race down there in Toronto. Looked awesome. Wish I was there. I used to stay in that area with the Elks when we traveled to the T-Dots, so I know exactly where the race was. So let's get to the Need for Speed segment, brought to you by Rad Torque Raceway. Alberta's biggest sprint car race, the Extreme Cup, is back as the Alberta Extreme Sprints unleash their power August 1st and 2nd at Rad Torque Raceway. Tickets and info at radraceway.com. Our good buddy Tim joins us now from TSN, of course, F1 IndyCar Insider. Tim, how you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. How's it going, guys?
Oh, it's going great, Tim. I'm just jealous of your weekend, to be honest. I wish I was down there in Toronto for the IndyCar race. How about we just, before we get to the race and some F1 stuff, how was the weekend for you, Tim? It looked amazing.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I've been competing in that race weekend and was a part of the driver development ladder system for IndyCar. It was known as Champ Car at the time, since 2001. And so I've seen it have its boom. I've seen it have its bust, and now I'm seeing it have another boom again. So pretty fun. Great to see all the fans that came down to the race. I mean, the place was absolutely packed. I was working for TSN there, which was great. We got a lot of great stuff. Yeah, it was fun, man. That weekend's always just it's an absolute blast. And I think for motorsport fans or open wheel racing fans, it's especially in Canada, it's like one of those years where that's the closest that they can kind of get to racing, and you really can get close to it. You can really get right up close and personal with the cars and drivers. So yeah, I always encourage people, if they ever want to check out an open wheel race, you live in Canada, the Toronto Indy is always a great time.
Tim, I'll see you there next year. I'm already booking it. It's going to be
looking
fantastic.
forward to it, buddy.
Well, let's get to the race. Alex Palou, you can blame the strategy and all that, but Pato O'Ward wins again. He's getting hot here. He's making the championship interesting now with Alex Palou winning so many races. He got some, was it bird poop on his car? That probably brought him some good luck, because they were saying before the race that he really didn't have success at this track in the past. So what did you make of Pato O'Ward winning the race? And then, a feel-good story there with VK and Simpson also getting on the podium.
Yeah, I think, for Pato, it was a huge win for him for his season, obviously. But, I mean, obviously winning on the city streets of Toronto, he was telling me on Friday that when him and I were chatting, he just said, look, Toronto's been one of the worst racetracks for me in my career at IndyCar. And he didn't have an answer really as to why or what he could do to change things around. And it was interesting on Saturday evening following qualifying, himself and strategist, the whole strategy team plus team principal, Tony Kanaan.
We lost Tim there. We get him back there, please. Were you able to watch any of the Indy?
Well, I just thought that Palou was going to win. So
well, he always wins.
Yeah. And I was just I watched for a bit, and I watched some of the pit stops. I just thought of how, gosh, this seems dangerous, and then realized, I remember seeing reasons why they got rid of the refueling in F1.
Yeah,
and they just become fireballs and stuff. But we just got someone in the nasty chat. Sorry, your name escaped me there. Someone was mentioning that. Oh shoot, I added a pop out that Ferrari back in the day when there was refueling.
Yeah.
She said fuel in F1 was the best. The strategies were crazy. Ferrari was so good at it. Wish they never would have took that out. So you can see how it's probably such a interesting thing to.
Well, it just adds to it, right?
Well, start working with different fuel loads, right? So, yeah, kind of a very interesting, different strategies and stuff like that. But I just wanted to see. He did such a good job with that interview with Zach Brown. I want to get.
We'll get him to finish his thoughts on the race there, and when Coop's ready. Tim, we got you back here.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Sorry, where did I leave off?
Just talking about O'Ward and kind of how he's sharing with the media that this track wasn't good for him in the past.
Yeah, that's what he was. That's what him and I were chatting about on Friday. And then I was saying, Saturday night, him and the team and his strategist had a pretty intense debrief on what they should do in terms of strategy for Sunday's race. And, Pato simply put his foot down, him and his strategist, and said, this is our strategy. We're not going to, mimic what everybody else does. This is what we're going to do. And it will play our way. And Pato ended up obviously carrying most of the load there because, that restart coming off of lap 43 was so, crucial to them getting victory. I mean, he carved his way through the fields, had some passes that were exactly what they needed when they needed it, and that was all they needed to do to pull off the victory. I mean, it was an impressive drive from him, and it's probably it's up there with one of the classic IndyCar races in Toronto, that's for sure.
Yeah, and as far as Palou, was it just the case, because I know on the broadcast the guys were saying, did he wait too long to go in for a pit?
That's a good question. I think he did have an opening. I think it was around the second caution, and I want to say, I don't want to put a lap on it, but I think it was in the high 20s. And I thought that at that moment, that would have been the good time for him to pit, to throw on the alternate tire, just so he could run 6 to 12 laps on those and then quickly get them off, because that tire was just brutal all around the whole track all weekend long. I felt that was sort of a moment where I thought he could have or should have come in. But again, the thing with this race in Toronto is it's so chaotic that, I mean, you never can really predict who's going to win in Toronto because of all the yellow flags that get thrown. And it's also a place that invites a lot of really big passing opportunities. So it can be a chaotic race at the same time as for the driver. You really do need to keep your nose clean and hope that the strategy sort of plays your way. But again, you really do have to pull off some passes in some key moments. So, I mean, for Alex, it's a tough one. He hasn't had a lot of luck in Toronto, on the city streets of Toronto. He qualified incredibly well. But again, guys, he still has over a 90-point lead in the championship. There's 4 races to go. I mean, he's got a healthy lead in the championship. Let's just put it that way.
Tammy had a great interview with Zach Brown, still on the TSN website. If you haven't watched it, I'd suggest go take a look. But talk about a guy that wears a lot of hats. What could you say his vision for this McLaren organization is? Because it seems over the last few years that McLaren has really stepped to the forefront of one of the major leaders in motorsports here.
Yeah, he did, definitely. And he does wear a lot of hats. There is no question. He is a incredibly hard worker. I'd say borderline workaholic. It was funny because when I interviewed him on Saturday, he had just flown into Toronto Friday evening, and he's coming from Europe too, right? So he's coming in for a couple days, and then he's flying out Sunday night right back to Europe so he can get to the Belgian Grand Prix. Yeah. So just a man that's like all over the place when it comes to doing business and keeping his teams on the straight and narrow. I think his vision for McLaren is really starting to take shape here. If you take a look at when he took over the McLaren as a McLaren Racing as a whole, that was back in 2018, and he had some pretty big hopes for it. But at the time, there was no IndyCar team. The race team, the F1 team, was 9th in the constructor standings. They had a long way to go to sort of get their act together and get a competitive car to the track. And then on top of all of that, they didn't have any sponsorship. They were really lagging behind everybody else within Formula One. And I think for Zach's vision to basically make McLaren a major racing power in every form of motorsports aside from NASCAR, then that's what's
Oh, we lost him again. We'll get him back. The conversation's just too good.
It's too good.
But, I mean, look at the run Zach Brown's on with McLaren.
Well, I forget which Drive to Survive it was. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago where he was kind of brought into the room and said, look, and something's got to change here. Yeah. And he was basically, we're doing it. We're close. We've got this new Then he was talking mostly about, Oscar and I think, was it Ricardo at that? No, maybe.
It was Ricardo.
Was it Ricardo?
He had a really bad year.
Yeah. And then, it turned. Yeah. It changed. Huge. All over. Every form of racing. And it's cool to see that he's not just the F1 team looking at the big glitz and glam. He's with every other aspect of McLaren racing, which I find interesting. Well, workaholic, but.
It's great, though. Like, he has a great team in Indy. and he was there, and he, like Christian Lundgaard, Pato O'Ward, who's won 2 of the last 3 races. He's 99 points back, but at least he's made it somewhat interesting. So we'll go from there. But it's I love that he it almost like he cares so much about both teams, because that's a lot of travel for these guys.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We're back with Tim. Tim, you there?
What's going on?
Sorry, I don't know if it's us. It's probably us, but apologies for that.
Some dodgy phone lines there.
Just one last one on Indy, and then I know Gager wants to get into the F1 weekend after a couple of weeks off here, and the big Red Bull news that we got during the break. Team Penske. I know there's a lot being made about their struggles this year, but I look at a guy like Scott McLaughlin and Tim. I'll be honest, I started watching Indy this year, but every time I watch him race, something bad happens. It's unfortunate. Like, I think his tire wasn't put on properly yesterday. That's what ended his race. But what do you make of his season, which seems like it's a lot of just he just can't get any luck, and then Team Penske as a whole struggling this year?
Yeah, it's funny. I think for Team Penske, I think they would want to press rewind on this entire season and just pretend like nothing happened from the very beginning to now, because of all of the things that they've gone through and all of let's call them scandals. I guess the scandal that happened as well at the Indy 500.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not going good there, guys. And I mean, for Scotty Mack, it's been a extremely challenging season. This is he's an incredible driver, Scott McLaughlin, Australian V8 Supercar champion. I think he's a potential IndyCar champion as well, and just has had a string of bad luck. And I was talking to him about it on Friday. He felt like this weekend would have been was the weekend to push reset on everything, but like you had mentioned, just the wheel nut just going on incorrectly is just. I mean, how can you have that happen? Like, these guys practice pit stops all the time, and I just couldn't believe it when I saw it. So I feel really bad for McLaughlin for sure, and obviously with Joseph Newgarden, he has had a horrible season as well, and Will Power at the same time, and Will Power obviously out of contract at the end of this season, and not really sure if he's going to be back at the team or not. So I think for Team Penske, I think the offseason just can't come soon enough, guys.
Tim, I guess the big news going into this weekend, obviously with Red Bull and Christian Horner out, Laurent Mekies is in. Mekies is in. Do you see much of a change? Like, what does that mean for a change for a team principal halfway through the season, especially with Red Bull? I mean, Christian Horner did a lot for that team. Are things going to change that much, or is this more of a focus more into next year? What can Mekies bring to the team that maybe lacked with Horner?
I do like the move. First of all, I do like them bringing Laurent in because he's extremely knowledgeable, very experienced. I think he's going to be able to technically, on the technical side, help them get things in order, because that's where they're struggling the most, is back at the factory, back at home base. It's going to take some time, though. Like, this isn't something that's going to be fixed, in a couple of weeks. It's going to take a couple of years. But I think they've got the right guy there. And I think for him, the most important thing is trying to just convince Max to stick around.
Yeah.
And also on top of all that, to help them get their engine program on the right track and make sure that they're ready for 2026. I mean, Laurent's got a huge job in front of him. And I don't know a lot of people who would really want to step into that role at this moment to try and, correct the ship. But if anyone's going to do it, I think Laurent is the right guy to do it.
So I think you mentioned this a while ago, Tim. Do you think that it would be more beneficial for Max to maybe stand pat for next year, stay with Red Bull, and see which team seems to have the new regulations under control a little bit more before he makes a decision whether to leave or not?
I do. I really do. And I think I feel that that's what we're going to see. I really don't see Max leaving Red Bull anytime soon. I mean, he could. Don't get me wrong. This is Formula One. Anything can happen. Mm-hmm. But, my gut says that he won't. And I think he should stick around at Red Bull to see like what the playing field looks like for 2027, because that's going to be important. There's going to be at least at the end of 2026, guys, we're going to have 9 drivers come off the books. So that's a lot of moving parts that's going to be taking place. And we don't know what these engine regulations are going to be like. We don't know who's going to have the fastest engines. I mean, some people seem to think it's going to be Mercedes. I mean, it probably could be. But again, I mean, the smart decision, I feel, is to wait a year, see what the playing field looks like, and then make a decision.
Tim Hauraney, F1 IndyCar Insider, also does work for TSN and has the great podcast, Nailing the Apex, with our good buddy, Adam Wilde, as well. Tim, you know what, buddy? It's F1 fantasy. Hernan needs to make a jump in the standings. You got to give me some constructors I should take this week because I'm using the wild card. Go by the weather temperature. In all honesty, if it's cool in Belgium, I would go with Mercedes or Ferrari. If it's cool in Belgium, go with one of those two. Oh, look at that!
All right, need a meteorologist in Belgium. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what you're going to need. That's what it's turning into.
Maybe you can get your course done so you can do this too. All right.
Yeah, just open up the weather app and just make sure you're tracking what the weather's like in Belgium. That's all you got to do.
Tim, so what you're saying is take McLaren in either Ferrari or Mercedes, depending on the weather. Okay.
Depending on weather, yes.
Okay. Hey, Tim, always great catching up with you. We love having you on. Hope you had a great weekend down there in Toronto and enjoy the race this weekend.
Well, dude, thanks again for having me, guys.
All right. That's Tim Hauraney, our good buddy, F1 IndyCar Insider. Does work for TSN. Sky Sports in the UK picked up his interview with Zach Brown. Great stuff. And also the Nailing the Apex podcast. He does fantastic work. Love talking auto racing with our good buddy Tim Hauraney. It's just too bad he doesn't do NASCAR. Right?
Oh, well, he can only do so much.
You still don't want to get into it so we can talk about it?
No.
Eh? No, okay.
I don't have 5 hours on a Sunday.
I know.
Yeah, I might as well go play golf.
That was the Need for Speed segment for Rad Torque Raceway. Alberta's biggest sprint car race, the Extreme Cup, is back as the Alberta Extreme Sprints unleash their power August 1st and 2nd at Rad Torque Raceway. Tickets and info at radraceway.com. Coming up, we got some updates from Elks practice. My buddy here wants to talk Scotty Scheffler, who dominated once again this weekend. We'll get to this day in sports history and all that fun stuff still to come here on EST Afternoons. If you haven't guessed the player yet, we got a lot of correct guesses. We'll give you the answer next. We have our winner. And I guess we have to do it by the inbox because it timestamps it.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go by that. But a lot of correct guesses. We're going to have some fun with this. We're probably going to do this every second day. We'll have a standings chart. And then at the end of the summer, Joaquin and I will hook you guys up with a gift, whoever gets the most correct. And they will get harder. I thought this one was pretty...
That was hard.
Okay. We're back after the break here on EST Afternoons. Here's Coop, Sports Update.
For next year's Olympics, Team Canada head coach John Cooper has picked his coaching staff, bringing in former Stars head coach Pete DeBoer, Phillies head coach Rick Tocchet, Bruce Cassidy of the Golden Knights, and former Hockey Canada Vice President of Hockey Operations Misha Donskov coming in as assistant coaches. James Emery and Elliot Mondu are the other names on the staff. And for the Jays, they've recalled reliever Mason Fluharty from the AAA Bisons to make him active for tonight's series opener against the Yankees. It's New York sitting 3 games back of the Jays for first place in the AL East, entering the series with Kevin Gausman getting the ball for Toronto. First pitch is at 5:07. And around the league, the Padres play the Marlins, the Orioles take on the Guardians, while Detroit visits Pittsburgh. Down south, it's 2025 second-round pick Ariante Ursary being signed by the Texans. A 23-year-old tackle comes off a season with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993, they're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. We come back with more Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Tonight on Will It Store? One man, 6 bikes, and all the winter decorations still boxed up in the garage. Don't be that guy. Make space for summer with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss award-winning platinum country artist Jake Owen at the River Cree Resort and Casino, August 15th. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Everyone knows when you need a truck now, you call Dawn.
That's right. You call us, Frontier Cartage, when you need driver coverage or have a truck that's down.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you've got way more freight to move than you thought.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you need a truck that's available and ready to start anytime you need.
You call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826. 587-222-5826.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
.226. Welcome back to EST Afternoons. What a man! Every time we have Tim on, I love chatting with him. He's just fantastic. Big shout out to Jeff Hamilton too. If you missed it in the first hour from the Winnipeg Free Press, we talked some NHL Jets and of course went around the CFL. Some updates from Elks practice, as well as Morley Scott reporting that Cody Fajardo and Trey Ford both splitting reps with the first team offense. This is the way it's going to go up until Thursday when we see the depth chart. So I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting, the decision they make. And we'll break it down here like we always do. So Trey and Cody Fajardo splitting reps at Elks practice right now. It's a later practice because they were at Monday Morning Magic at Katie's, something they do every year. It's a great event. And the Elks do a great job with that. Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. 780-218-9999. If you want to check out some shows, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly on July 25th.
Copperhead Road.
And then if you go into August 7th, the Bay City Rollers roll in. All you got to do to get tickets is hit up rivercreeresort.com or the River Cree box office. Slam that thumbs up for us. Who dis? We got a correct answer. Coop, if you just want to play it there. There we go. This player's trajectory was Edmonton, New York, Ottawa, Phoenix, Ottawa, the Dallas Stars. We had a lot of good guesses here at the office.
Yeah.
People were thrown off by the double sends.
Yeah, that was the method of misdirection for myself, for sure.
And he's a good buddy of yours.
Great buddy. Yeah.
I was telling Jay, remember when we were on location at Terwilliger and you guys had Dean McCammon on? He brought him up.
I know.
Yeah. That was my head. So let's get to Inside the Numbers. And before we go to our break, we'll give you the correct answer. We got a ton, but we time-stamped it and we have a winner, and we'll keep standings throughout the summer. And then one of you who leads in the standings will get a prize from Gager and I. Let's get to Inside the Numbers for Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta is your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery, all in one place. With easy access to real money games, you can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. Joaquin, take it away.
Well, with the dominance at the Open over the weekend. Well, maybe not dominance, but Scotty Scheffler adds to his trophy case.
Yeah.
And slowly establishing himself as, and they say it on the broadcast, as could be one of the greatest of all times. Like he's the picture of consistency lately. And so I kind of did a little bit of a comparison between him and one Tiger Woods to get to see where they're at. Obviously, different stages of their careers, but looking at just major championships and career titles, Scheffler has 4 majors. He's got 2 Masters, a PGA, and now the Open, right? Just one U.S. Open away from the career Grand Slam, so ties that elusive group that we all saw Rory do at Augusta this year. And he has a total of 22 professional wins, 17 PGA, and 5 on the European Tour.
Yeah.
So now we look at Tiger's major championships, so 15 major titles. So 5 Masters, 4 PGAs, 3 U.S. Opens, and 3 Open Championships, which is just amazing, right? But, Scheffler keeps going like this. We've seen longevity with golfers. Who knows where he looks, what his looks like at the end of his career. But Tiger Woods was one of only 6 players to complete the career Grand Slam. And 82 PGA Tour wins, tied for most all time, 107 worldwide wins for Tiger Woods. Some of the peak rankings: Scotty Scheffler, world number 1 for 148 consecutive weeks, longest run since the Tiger Woods streak. Recorded strokes gained average around 3.1 per round. Second only to Woods' peak at 3.89 in 2000. Exceptional, like we said, exceptional consistency. 10 for 10 final round wins with the lead, and 15 top 10s in majors since 2021 at minus 95 under par cumulative. On the other side, Tiger Woods dominated the world rankings, most consecutive weeks and cumulative number 1 weeks at number 1, a best scoring average in PGA Tour history, famed as the greatest closer also in history, 14-1 when co-leading into the final round of a major. His peak stretch was 9 PGA wins in 2000, 7 in 2007, unparalleled dominance. So, and then we get to the career earning, right, and off-course impact. Scotty Scheffler, career PGA Tour earnings, $156 million. Total career earnings with endorsements, etc., is $136 million. Has remarked that title wins are fleeting compared to family life. We all heard his little thing at the end there, which was kind of funny. And the boys talked about it on the morning show. Tiger Woods, career PGA Tour earnings, $121 million, with a total wealth from endorsements, business ventures, Nike, restaurant, whatever, $1.1 billion. Wow. Global icon, revolutionized golf's reach, democratization of sponsors, and viewership. So, although Scotty Scheffler's got a ways to go, you can see the kind of the comparables.
He's I guess Big U adds both Tiger and Scotty went 1,197 days between major wins 1 and 4. Crazy. Scotty has been in top 10 in 41 of his last 50 events, missed 0 cuts in that time. So Big U says Scotty's the closest we will get to Tiger.
Yeah, and I wonder because they talk about the cultural impact with Tiger. Obviously, was a global icon. Like he was probably the closest to Jordan at that time, right? And whereas Scheffler, I don't want to say leaving money on the table, but he seems more wants a lower profile, more just focused on the golf. There would probably be a lot more endorsement dollars if there was a little bit. Is personality the bad?
That's what I was just gonna like. I'm not a big golf guy. How's Scotty's personality like with media and with
vanilla ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's good. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right. It's there's nothing.
But he's not he's not an a-hole.
No. And he didn't. I want to say he's the one that didn't he get arrested at the golf?
I think it was him. Yeah,
it was him,
yeah.
right? Because the guy had a rough night the night before, or the cop,
he thought
whatever.
he was some. Yeah. So we're like what we're seeing with Scotty Scheffler is he one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
Like the run he's on.
Well, I think it's what's going to happen with Scheffler too. Is his next kind of like big landmark is to complete that career Grand Slam, and the one that's missing is the U.S. Open, which arguably is the hardest one to win. That's where you see golfers crying, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be fun to watch next year and see if he can do it. But I mean, he's so consistent and good. How do you? I remember I watched the kind of the first few episodes of Full Swing.
Okay.
It's the Netflix Drive to Survive of golf. You'd like it. It gives you just it gives you a unique view of golfers. So, and he was on there. He's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm caught up on Swing with Owen Wilson.
Oh yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
I'm also watching. There's a girl that she runs. She competes in the Olympics. She's a long distance runner. She wants to run a mile in under 4 minutes, and it's her training. I'm like, good lord, that's intense.
Think you could do that?
No.
Really?
No.
All the training you've been doing?
I got to take off like 5-6 minutes.
Got to find a way to shed 5 minutes.
That might be tough to do. So no.
Not doing that with smoking darts.
Listen, I've had fun training for the marathon. I'm not going to lie, the half marathon. But I'm at the point where I just want to run it.
You want to run it now?
The running's getting tough because I'm going longer and longer now.
It's funny because every time I go outside, I think of you.
Yeah.
I go, wonder if that guy's running right now because it sucks outside.
So I ran on Friday. You know what? I'm starting to get worried. My hips started to hurt. Yeah.
You know what you need to do?
What?
Because you're not at my vintage, but do you go to Costco at all, or do you not?
No.
Okay. If you have a friend with a card, maybe just come with me.
I've been to Costco.
Okay, but what you need is glucosamine tablets, and it's good for joint pain and stuff. So you just get some of that. You take one a day. It does take time to build up, but I find that I take it when I stop or forget to take it for a few days. I notice it right away.
So I'm excited because tomorrow I'm going to the running room to get my new shoes for the marathon.
Oh, what are you going to get?
I don't know. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there and check them out because I have flat feet, so I need a specific runner.
Yeah.
If not, they kind of cave in.
Are you going to get why don't you go in there and say, I need like the most illegal marathon shoes they have, basically springs.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for that. I'm going to go get my runners. Probably I'm going to train with them for like 2 weeks leading up so they're worn in.
Yeah.
And but I'm a little worried about my hip. Man, we're getting old.
Do you stretch?
Yes.
Wow.
100%.
Okay. Good. Because if you didn't, I'd be like, that would be the first on the docket, right?
And I stretch my hips more than anything because that's what's kind of like that. Like I got to get loose more than anything, especially at my age, right? Because I'm an old dog.
You got to get one of those like hip rollers or something like that. You know those ab rollers? Yeah.
Do you have
do some yoga?
Voodoo doctor?
No.
Chiropractor? Same thing? No.
Russian Banya?
I don't.
Loosen up, man.
Head downstairs. Loosen up.
Damn, I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something. Like Max Bezuza says, and hips don't lie, as per Shakira.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it really annoyed me because my hips started to hurt, and I was like, uh-oh.
Van Owen, glucosamine is a very beneficial supplement. I also have been using it for years.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I swear by it.
Can you text that to me? I'm going to pick it up. Yeah. I'm sure you can get it anywhere.
Yeah, just go to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just at Costco you get the big
thing
of them.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. Gonna just look at, but the point of the story is I just want to race now and take a few weeks off from running. Not race. I mean run. It's not a race, but
what if you get next to someone and they're kind of pushing you?
I'll be awesome. Like,
are you and Jay gonna run together?
Well, I think Jay's running with his wife, and then I'm running with my buddy from the Elks.
Oh.
But we're not running together. Like, he's probably a lot quicker than I am, right? So,
oh, really?
Yeah, so he might take off.
Do you want me to, run with the first 400 meters with you to set the pace?
When I cross that finish line, all I want is a dart. Hey? Someone
I'd probably feel great. Yeah.
Someone light it for me, and then I'll just.
You'll have 80 nasties throwing cigarettes at you at the finish line.
Instead of rice, like when you get married. Oh, boy. Okay, Coop, let's put up that graphic again of who dis. And I want Gager to reveal it because Gager's very disappointed because this is his buddy. Okay, Oilers to the Rangers, to the Sens, to the Coyotes, back to the Sens, and finish his career with the Stars. Who is it? Joaquin.
This is one of the best guys I ever played with. Good friend. Scout with the Dallas Stars for a while. I don't know if he's still there, but David Oliver.
Dun, 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 dun. David Oliver. I had to go with this guy. The Sens threw some people off.
Yeah,
There's some good guesses. Sean Van Allen, Mike Comrie.
Ooh, Van Allen, I forgot.
Yeah. Jason Smith, some people had. So our winner, according to the timestamps on our good old text machine, he picks up the first win. He'll get 2 points in the standings.
All right.
Max Bezuzu.
All
right. So we'll do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We'll give you the time in the lineup before, so you have to be ready. You have to be ready because the first one to get it right gets the points. And then Joaquin and I will hook you up with a nice gift at the end of August. All right? Good one. Did you think that was overly hard? Yes. So we're going to continue to have fun. It's always going to be hockey. We'll stick to hockey because people love hockey here. So we'll keep it NHL based.
I'd love to see a player that has one team. You know what I mean? Like they just played like 40 games with like the Devils or something in the 90s.
Yeah.
I just want to.
We're going to have some fun. So
that's probably, there's not many people that, well, I guess I did. So it could be me with the Oilers.
Yeah, it'd be great. Just Oilers. Joaquin or Nuge. All right. Up next, we'll close it out. We'll have some fun with this day in sports history and national days and all that fun stuff. Hammer that thumbs up for us. Send us messages to the River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. And on the Nasty Chat. We're back after the break to close it out here on EST Afternoons. Here's Coop.
As per Morley Scott from 880 Chat, both Cody Fajardo and Trey Ford took first team reps on day one of practice this week. And in hockey, John Cooper has announced his coaching staff for Team Canada at next year's Winter Olympics, bringing in Vegas' head coach Bruce Cassidy, Flyers bench boss Rick Tocchet, and former Stars head coach Pete DeBoer serving as assistant coaches. In baseball, the Jays and Yankees meet to open up a 3-game series. Toronto fresh off sweeping the Giants, with New York sitting 3 games back of Toronto for first in the AL East, and Kevin Gausman takes the mound for the Jays. First pitch at 5:07. Ahead of the game, Toronto has recalled pitcher Mason Fluharty from the AAA Bisons, making him active for the game. And there's 14 other games on the docket. San Francisco takes on Atlanta. The Mets and Angels have a date, while the Red Sox meet the Phillies. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Avocado and feta dip, passion fruit cheesecake, and cocktails that taste like summer in a glass. Try the new feature menu at The Banquet. Refreshing, craveable, and made for sunny days. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Summer in Edmonton means 3 things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss award-winning platinum country artist Jake Owen at the River Cree Resort and Casino, August 15th. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Segment here on EST Afternoons. It's been a fun show. It's been a good Monday. The weather's kind of crappy, but
I was all prepared for you to start complaining about the weather today, and nothing out of you.
This summer's been the worst summer in decades. It'll go down as the worst summer because we're going into August. Days will get shorter, get colder.
That will change quite quickly. Now,
100%.
It was smoky today, this morning too.
It was. When I walked out, yeah, you could definitely smell the smoke, which is kind of interesting. And
well, next week, buddy, looks like we turned the tide a little bit.
To what?
High 20s.
Okay.
That's better, right?
Hernan can deal with that. Hey, Bet Andy says, Hernan, Boswellia capsules will help your hip. Have you heard of those? Boswellia?
Oh, how do you spell it?
Boswellia.
Boswellia? I don't know.
Reduce inflammation and to support joint health, mobility, and digestive health.
Maybe you need one of those cold plunges tubs. Put that on your deck.
I might do that after I run the half marathon. You go in for 10 minutes. Cold plunge. The good old legs.
Well, I see how everyone do that. I don't like that.
You don't like doing that?
No, it's cold.
Well, yeah, it sucks.
You ever the most I'll do is I'll jump in the shower with the cold water on.
No, I can never do that.
And then you jump in a cold tub. What's the difference?
Because I'm not putting my full.
Oh, you got to go full body.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, so you're saying there's no difference between a cold shower and a cold tub?
No, there's probably a difference.
Okay, yeah. You don't think about it when you're hopping in a tub, right? Like you're not dipping your toes. You could just jump, right? You could just go. But when it's a shower, you're like, second you get in there, you're like, no, turn the shower off or something like that, right?
It kind of takes your breath away too.
Oh, yeah.
But probably good for, like you said, you should be doing it anyway. Do you have a tub at home?
Oh, yeah.
You should probably have a cold tub after you run.
I just said that. I'm going to get a bag of ice. Put it in there and then get the good old legs.
Try not to use that for your drinks, though. Probably won't make it to the tub.
Oh.
That goes into your old fashions.
Oh, boy. I could use an old fashioned. What was I going to get to? What were we talking about?
Well, we were talking about David Oliver. And
yeah, he's the Who Dis, our first ever edition. Max Pazuzu picks up 10 points. He's the clubhouse leader. We'll have another one on Wednesday.
So it was funny because I hadn't seen him in a while, and then I saw him at the game. He was in the press box, and we started talking. And we were going over stories that back in the day, the Oilers always went down for their LA trip and would play all the LA teams, right? So, and Glenn Sather was the GM at the time, and he said we came back over 500, he would get everyone, I think I've told this story before, he would get everyone plane tickets to Hawaii.
Okay.
So that was my first year, and it was up and down a little bit, and I was up with the big club at that, and we played Pebble Beach, played Spanish Bay, like famous courses, and we won. We finished over. I think we won every game and we were terrible. So it was a big thing. We were getting tickets, and then at the end of the year, because I was on the team, I thought this is great. And he said, well, I'm only going to give you tickets if you were on the team the whole year. So Freddie Brathwaite and I were up and down, so we didn't get tickets. And I was like, oh. And then someone said they weren't going to go, so I got their ticket.
Yeah.
And it was me, and I had this picture. It was Brian Marchment, Louis DeBrusque, Jason Arnott, Tom Marchant, David Oliver, and myself all went together. Yeah. So Ollie is from Vernon, and so we were obviously flying out from Vancouver.
Yeah.
So he came down the day early, and we decided to go out in Vancouver. So we hit the rocks here and stuff and went out. Then Ollie, being the responsible college guy, goes back. I'm living at home with my parents. He goes back to my parents' place. And the next morning, we're supposed to leave. I forgot this. I stayed out all night. I didn't come home. And I didn't have a cell phone or anything.
Yeah.
So I roll in seconds before we got to rip to the airport and get in. I remember Ollie just going, what are you doing, man? So we got on the plane. Needless to say, I didn't have much sleep that night and proceeded to drink all the way to Hawaii. And I remember we got there and I just felt terrible. Like, you drink on a plane, and especially after drinking all night. I wasn't a Olympic that first day in Hawaii, but it was good because we just sat out by the pool all day. Yeah. It was great.
David Oliver, good guy,
awesome guy. But again, he was one of those. It was Marchant and his first year, and I think that was the first lockout year, right? And they came up, and I believe they were both nominated for the Calder their first year.
Really?
Well,
I remember he had a really good. He had David Oliver had a really good rookie season.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, probably his best in the NHL.
Yeah, but I think the one of the reasons is he was playing the whole time too. Yeah. Him and Toddy were up to speed, right, from playing in the minors. That year, the American League was really, really good because every team had 3 to 4 guys that normally wouldn't be playing in the American League, right? Mm-hmm. They would be with the big club, but because they were younger, what have you, then they didn't have to go through waivers or anything like that. They could play on their minor league team affiliates.
It's so his second year was his best year in the NHL. 39 points, 20 goals. His rookie year, he had 30 points, 16 goals, which back then was really good for a rookie.
Oh yeah,
yeah, excellent,
great shot, hard nosed. He was a good player.
So 29 years ago on this day, the New York Rangers signed Wayne Gretzky to a 2-year, $10 million deal. Interesting, eh?
Yeah.
That's not that interesting.
2 years, $10 million?
Yeah.
5 a year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
29 years ago, though.
That's a lot, I guess, yeah.
1987, on this day, Guns N' Roses released their debut album, Appetite for Destruction.
Were you a big GNR fan?
I don't mind. This is weird, but I like their slow songs like Don't Cry and November Rain.
You like the ballads, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You slow dancing with those girls in high school?
Because like for a band like that to make songs like that was awesome.
November Rain was a good one.
Yeah. Don't Cry. Don't you cry. No, that's November Rain. No. Don't you cry. No.
I'm taking notes. This is going to be on Zach to the Future, isn't it?
On this day, 1989, Do the Right Thing was released.
Spike Lee joint.
Spike Lee. That's a good movie, man.
Is that his first one?
I think that's his first one.
Yeah.
Very controversial.
Very controversial.
It's good, though. Good soundtrack.
Good. Is it John I forget that guy's name.
And today's National Junk Food Day. You're going to go home and have junk food. What's your go-to junk food?
What's considered junk food? Chips?
Chocolate? Candy? Fast food?
No, I'm not having any junk food.
No chips?
Maybe some tortilla chips. But are the tortilla chips junk food? I don't think so.
They're not great for you, but
they're not terrible.
So what's junk food? Like chips, chocolate bars, candy?
Yeah, it's got to be like Doritos. Like they got to
Like a cheeseburger, is that considered junk food?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Junk food? No.
Cheeseburger?
Cheeseburgers. But there's different levels of cheeseburger. Yeah. Right? You
like
can't,
anything processed. Well, everything's processed, but like anything like highly where you're like, is this even real? Like, is this made in a lab?
But I guess junk food for everybody's different.
Yeah.
Right? Like for me, junk food's chips, chocolate bars.
Well, okay, so.
And for Dusty, it's lettuce and tomatoes.
Yes, it is.
But what if you go to the store for shopping? What's your guilty thing that you might buy?
Sours.
Sours? Okay.
Yeah.
Me, it's peanut butter M&Ms. If I see a bag of those,
okay.
very tough not to buy those.
Yeah. No, for me, it's sour candies.
Okay.
Yeah. Coob?
Well, yeah. Oh, man, that's hard because, like, I'm not going to go to the thing I said last week. My guilty pleasure is, like, chocolate-covered almonds, but I'm not going to get that as a junk food per se.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to say like a shareable bag of chips. Like, I don't know, like a good, like, Miss Vicky's salt and vinegar. It's probably a good call.
Man.
You know what I love is something, and I never buy ice cream.
Yeah, I'm not a big ice cream guy.
Really?
Yeah. I'll have a Blizzard here and there, a Score Blizzard, the best.
You go cappuccino Score.
Oh,
when you go to Dairy Queen and go, can I get a cappuccino Score Blizzard? It'll keep you up all night and taste great.
Yeah. Dilly bars are good.
Dilly bars.
Bet Andy says, cold tub is way easier than a cold shower. I swim in the Pacific every morning. Ooh, look at that. Eh? Ooh. Interesting. All right, we got to get out. Big shout out to Tim Hauraney for joining us. F1 IndyCar Insider, does work for TSN. Check out his podcast, Nailing the Apex. Jeff Hamilton from the Winnipeg Free Press and CFL 110 podcast. We had some fun with Who Dis, something we'll do every second day here on EST afternoons. We'll have standings. Max Bezuzu is on the board with 2 points for guessing. David Oliver, today we'll have another one on Wednesday. Tomorrow, going to try for an Edmonton Elk. We got Heat and Smoke, and we'll see what else happens in the world of sports. For Zach Collaros, Joaquin Gage, I'm Hernan Salas saying thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thanks for the thumbs up. We'll chat tomorrow. Chowders.